How is everyone? Today I'm here with my WWE NXT TakeOver Chicago 2 review. Of course, NXT TakeOver Chicago took place live on the WWE Network tonight. And overall, I gotta say, you'd think I'd learn my lesson by now, because even when an NXT TakeOver special doesn't look the absolute best on paper, even to the point where sometimes I'm not really that interested in the show, it always follows through and delivers at least a great show, because that's exactly what happened tonight at NXT TakeOver Chicago. I wasn't too excited for the show. I knew it'd be good, but it definitely blew my expectations away, and it was one of the best TakeOver specials to date. Just an absolutely incredible TakeOver. We got two back-to-back incredible TakeOvers, and NXT has been on a roll this year, and it makes me more and more excited, and it makes me more happy that I love professional wrestling, because it's shows like this that get me all excited and happy about, wrestling. So NXT TakeOver Chicago, like I said, excellent show here tonight. Surpassed last year's, even though I thought last year's was an amazing show as well. I don't think it was quite as good as NXT TakeOver New Orleans. I thought it was on the level of it, but it wasn't as good as it, if that makes sense. But yeah, just an excellent TakeOver special. The main event is absolutely insane. The rest of the card, we had numerous great matches. We had a good women's title match, but I just had a ton of fun watching TakeOver. Definitely, like I said, it was a great show, and led there a second of it. Like I said, even though it may not look the best on paper, somehow NXT always delivers. I can't even speak. That's how excited I am coming off this show. So yeah, like I said, great NXT TakeOver special. If you haven't checked it out yet, definitely do so. The first match we had to kick off the show was the NXT Tag Team Championship match. Of course, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick defending against Oney, Lorcan, and Danny Burch. Right from the get-go, the crowd was completely behind Undisputed Era and completely against Oney and Danny. Poor guys were getting booed out of the building no matter what the fuck they did. Right from the get-go, you had some, filling out process. Undisputed was kind of in control, but then, once Oney and Danny got some offense, the crowd was just heavily booing them. Undisputed pretty much, was able to isolate Danny Burch for the most part in this match and just, work over Danny Burch. Several different submission holds, and just, like I said, cutting him off of Oney Lorcan. Once Oney Lorcan got the hot tag, he just ran roughshod over both O'Reilly and Strong, to the point where the crowd actually started cheering for them. So the fact that Oney Lorcan was able to get a crowd that was completely booing them out of the building to cheering them just off of the amount of offense he delivered, speaks volume for itself. Like I said, looked great. Hit some running European uppercuts, hit double blockbuster in the ring, hit a nice tope on the outside to both members of Undisputed Era. So Oney Lorcan, it's like a million bucks, took the bump of a lifetime where he went to the top rope, and I forgot if it was Kyle or Roddy, but I think it was Roddy that pushed him off, and he actually did like a front flip onto like the apron and just bounced off of it onto the ground. That was an absolutely vicious bump, which that was one of the many themes of tonight's show, was just absolute insane bumps, by the way. But that took out Oney, so it was pretty much Danny Burch going on his own for a little bit. Danny and Oney almost went at one point, but Adam Cole got involved, put Kyle's foot on the rope to break the pin. The referee then threw Adam Cole out. He had a nice little 2 or 3 minute longer match between both tag teams. But of course, the number games caught up. Danny was able to get isolated, and then pretty much, was it Oney or Danny? I forgot. I think it was Danny. I think Oney got taken out and Danny was left. I don't remember who took the pin, but Undisputed Era ended up hitting a double clothesline followed by a leg sweep onto whoever to secure the pin and secure the victory. So Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch lose to Undisputed Era. Fantastic opening match. The crowd was red hot to it. He had a lot of great spots. Both tag teams on their A game, and it was a whole lot of fun. So definitely was a great opener here. Really enjoyed it. Great stuff in both tag teams. From there, we go to Ricochet taking on the Velveteen Dream. This was another tremendous match right here. Both men they took their time. It was with ease, and they had a lot of time as well. I think they had like a 20+ minute match, so they got a lot of time than most mid-card matches get. But it was a feeling out process. The story of it was great, that they're not really trying to kill each other. They don't really have much beef against one another. Their whole thing is, what they can do better. And that was the whole story of it. They're pretty much replicating everything they did. You had some great aerial offense for both men. They took their time. You had some nice, spots like Ricochet just eating a suplex off the apron to the outside from Velveteen Dream, which just nearly ended in a count-out finish right there. So that was a great spot. Both men, like I said, just mirroring each other. Which, by the way, I completely don't know how this crossed my mind. Velveteen Dream hulking up, brother, coming up Hogan gear. He had Prince Puma tights on, but he was rocking Hogan gear. He had the bandana, he had the feathers around the neck and everything. Velveteen Dream was full Hulk mode, brother, and it was great. He definitely played the character great to a T in this match with Ricochet. Like I said, they're mirroring each other off. Ricochet hit a shooting star press when Velveteen Dream was actually halfway across the ring. Velveteen Dream got his legs up, hit a nasty DVD off of the second rope. or top rope, one of the two. I forgot which one, but it's a nasty one on Ricochet, and also hit another one out of nowhere pretty quickly to try and get a nice near fall, but Ricochet kicked out. Ricochet was just kicking out of everything Velveteen Dream was thrown out of him. To the point where Velveteen Dream tried to, like I said, his whole thing was trying to up Ricochet, so he tried to go for the Purple Rainmaker, which Ricochet did give Velveteen Dream a Purple Rainmaker in this match. He mimicked him, did the whole shebang, but Velveteen Dream kicked out. But going back to it, Velveteen Dream tried to hit a Purple Rainmaker when Ricochet was on the complete opposite side of the ring. Well, not opposite side, but like coast-to-coast status. Ricochet is on the other side. Velveteen Dream went for it. Ricochet got out of the way. Velveteen Dream ate shit. Ricochet hit a beautiful, beautiful 630 senton for the 1-2-3 victory over the Velveteen Dream. Like I said, this was a fantastic match. Both men took their time. The story of it being told was great. Both men just came off like complete stars, and it was an awesome match. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was one of those times where I was completely focused on the match, and there's times where I'll be watching matches and I'm on my phone on Twitter and whatnot, right? But this match, I was focused on it the entire time almost. So it's very rare the matches can do that for me nowadays, but those two were able to do it. So they captivated my attention, and I thought they delivered with a hell of a match. So definitely enjoyed the hell out of that. From there, I'm going to go to the NXT Women's Championship Match. Shayna Baszler taking on Nikki Cross. I really didn't like this match, honestly. I thought it was good, but I don't know. It was a very short match. It was only like 7 or 8 minutes or so, and it didn't really do a whole much. I understand the betrayal of Nikki Cross, which I love her character development. I think her going from like kind of the cowardly heel to the psychopath that doesn't really give a fuck and do whatever the hell she wants to get, to get what she wants, is working. And I thought she played it beautifully here, but I decided Shayna Baszler, I don't know. I'm not too high on her. Nikki Cross is very psychotic, trying to lure her in to lock in the Coquita clutch. But, Nikki Cross, would kind of like scare her out of it, and then eventually, Nikki Cross put her in a headlock. They're on the outside, and, Shayna Baszler just dumped onto the steel steps with Nikki Cross on her back, and just pretty much annihilated Nikki Cross from there. And the rest of the match, honestly, wasn't that good. It was just, nothing was bad. You have Shayna Baszler hitting some knee strikes. Nikki Cross hit a beautiful crossbody at one point, but there really wasn't that much in the match. Nikki Cross countered a crucifix into the Coquita clutch, in which I will give the credit. The finish was beautifully executed because Shayna Baszler's sitting there with the Coquita clutch. Her face, she looks like she's fucking possessed, trying to, kill Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross sits there, smiles, and then passes out. I thought that was beautiful storytelling for both their characters. And yeah, so Shayna Baszler retains via referee stoppage, which one thing I do hate is the fact that referees don't even check the hands anymore. They just, if they see him pass up, they just ring the bell. Whatever happened to the check the hand and the 1, 2, 3 and that's it. I don't know what happened to that. Apparently it doesn't exist anymore. But Shayna Baszler retains. Like I said, good match, but it was short and just nothing really too much happened. I just thought the main point of the match was for Nikki Cross to develop her character, and definitely came off great. So was what it was. And then before we go to our next match, we had, of course, EC3 sitting at ringside, but not only EC3, but Keith Lee as well. So Keith Lee is officially in NXT. Very, very excited to see what Keith Lee does in NXT. I've only discovered him about 1.5 years ago, but the stuff I've seen, the guy of his size doing what he does is absolutely unreal. So I'm very excited to see what he can do. Not sure how he's going to fit into NXT, but they'll definitely find a spot for him. And he'll definitely deliver some great matches. So I'm very excited to see Keith Lee in NXT. But after that, we go to the NXT Championship match. Aleister Black defending against Lars Sullivan. Straight up, Lars Sullivan is fucking awesome. This guy is awesome to watch. I've always enjoyed his work for the most part. He's definitely been showcasing great stuff over the past 6 months or so. He's just been great, and I thought him and Aleister Black mixed into a great match. So right from the get-go, Aleister Black is cutting down Lars Sullivan, hitting him some vicious strikes and, with a bunch of kicks, trying to come down the sides. The match goes on the outside. Aleister Black, tries to go onto Lars Sullivan. Lars Sullivan actually catches him in midair, throws him on the apron, throws him on the barricade. Is very, very dominant over Aleister Black, able to, prevent the Black Mass from going on, pretty much laughing at him about it. Tried to hit the freak accident on Aleister Black, but Aleister Black actually countered it into a DDT. Some great stuff from Lars. Actually caught Aleister Black into a pop-up power slam, which came off absolutely beautifully. And I think Lars Sullivan definitely came off like a complete star. This guy can definitely go and deliver in these matches. I don't think it's the credit that he deserves, but he's definitely a lot of fun to watch. I felt like him and Aleister Black had a well-paced match, and especially the dynamic of the two and the story they're going for. Definitely played in beautifully, I thought. So this was a really good NXT title match from both men. Ending was absolutely beautiful if you ask me, because Aleister Black, well, first off, Aleister Black hits a black mass on the back of Lars' head, but he misses completely. Like, he missed by a mile, but Lars, you know, being the good guy that he is, still sells it because he's supposed to get hit by it. He knew he fucked up. And then Aleister Black hits another black mass on him, but Lars Sullivan just gets right fucking back up. He's like, that didn't do shit to me. And he's talking shit to him. Now he's talking shit. Aleister Black gets one more black mass, pins him 1, 2, 3, retains the NXT Championship. So, like I said, really good match there. I thought Lars Sullivan looked great. You know, Aleister Black, was this his first televised? Or this is his second, I believe, because he defended against Eric Young once. But, you know, definitely a great second defense on TV. Came off great with Lars Sullivan. I'd like to see more from those two, and definitely like to see Lars Sullivan with the championship one day. So, great stuff. Really enjoyed that. And, yeah, you know, it was, like I said, a really good NXT title match. And then that leads into our main event, which was the Chicago street fight between Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. So, after the match they had in New Orleans, I didn't think there was any way they could top that. And I'm not saying this match did. Maybe match quality was better, but I felt like the story and just the way the match paced itself was better in New Orleans, if that makes sense. Because this was still an incredible match. You know, these two legitimately went out there and beat the fuck out of each other. Right before the match, Candice gave Johnny a crutch, said go kick his ass. Ciampa comes out with his own crutch. The gear they're wearing was great, by the way. I love Gargano's, you know, Captain America inspired gear, and Ciampa just like a badass with his camo pants. They went out there and just absolutely beat that shit out of each other. You know, went to the announce table, used kendo stick, or not kendo sticks. They used trash cans. The trash can lid spots were just absolutely insane. Every single one of them was like a headshot, and the one where Johnny Gargano goes jumps on the outside and Tommaso Ciampa just absolutely eviscerates his head. Was just absolutely beautiful. At one point, Ciampa actually put Gargano's head between a chair and just chucked him into steel steps, so I thought was absolutely awesome. You know, Gargano beat him up with a stop sign at one point in the match. They were just all over it, and they were legitimately beating the fuck out of each other, and that's all this match was a brawl. And the last 10 to 15 minutes of this match were just fantastic. The storytelling of it was amazing, and it really kicked this match up to a whole different gear, because it was a great match, but once, you know, the spot came where they went on to the, when Ciampa just tried to kill Gargano on the stage, the match just went into a completely different gear, and it made it into an amazing match. You know, at one point, Ciampa rips off the not the barricade, but the steel, the apron. He cuts the apron, rips it off, so the wood is exposed. They fight onto the ramp. They go up onto the stage where Ciampa just recreates the moment where he takes Gargano, throws him into the set, and you know he's trying to recreate what he did last year at TakeOver Chicago, where he turned on Johnny. So he's trying to recreate that, but in doing so, Gargano fights back, beats the hell out of Ciampa. Actually, no, he doesn't do that. What happens is, I'm thinking of a different spot, sorry. Ciampa is just destroying him, hits the running knees, throws him up onto some, like, the setup where they put, like, the tech stuff on. So he puts Gargano on there. There's two tables laid out. So he's trying to recreate the air raid crash through the tables. And as he's doing that, Gargano picks him up and hits the air raid crash to the tables himself. So he turns the tables around on Ciampa. Ciampa's selling his ass off. He's acting like he's dead. He's screaming his head off. He's in pain. Johnny sits on the equipment with his hands over his face, exactly how Ciampa did last year. Medics are putting Ciampa onto the board because you know they're deeming this guy can't compete anymore. So they're loading him up. They're trying to push him away. But Gargano's so fired up because before Gargano lifted him for the air raid crash, Ciampa actually took his ring off and chucked it. So that fire lit in Johnny Wrestling's mind. Went out, didn't give a shit, took him off the board. Threw him in the ring, actually handcuffed Ciampa, put him into the Gargano escape. Ciampa taps out, not once but twice, because he taps out. They try to stop the match. Gargano pretty much tells everyone fuck off, gets back in the ring, puts him in another Gargano escape, once again taps out. But the referee's nowhere to be seen somehow. Don't know where the fuck the ref's at. So they're doing that, and then more people come down like Steve Corino. They're trying to break the match up. Gargano's fighting everyone off. Gargano tries to get back in the ring. As he's doing that, Ciampa, grabs Johnny, gives him a DDT on the wood, the exposed wood that Ciampa exposed early on onto there, and then pins Johnny Wrestling 1, 2, 3. So that son of a bitch, that bald piece of shit, Tommaso Ciampa, defeats Johnny Gargano here in a fantastic, fantastic match. Just like I said, those two tried to beat the shit out of each other. You know, there was an air raid crash onto the steel steps off the apron, which I thought was absolutely insane as well. They just laid all their stuff in. They took some insane bumps. And like I said, the last 10 to 15 minutes of storytelling from the spot where, you know, Ciampa threw him into the stage to recreate that moment from last year, up until Ciampa pinning Gargano. It was just so good. Like, Gargano had this match won, but he's so fueled by hate that it ultimately cost him the match. So it was storytelling at its finest. Calling back up to last year's TakeOver, and just it all playing out here was just so fucking beautifully. It was so fucking beautiful. It was executed beautifully, but it was just so beautiful. And man, that was just absolutely incredible. And Champa was just being a great dick afterwards, doing the whole wave goodbye and laughing on stage with the crowd chants, "Fuck you, Champa," as the show goes off the air. I thought it was just absolutely awesome. So Champa evens the score. It is now 1-1 in the series. No doubt there'll be a final match at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4, in my opinion. What I'm hoping for, and I think most people are hoping for, is Hell in a Cell. That is the best stipulation they can do for these two. I'm not sure what else they can really do that would, warrant the end of the feud besides Hell in a Cell, but I'm very excited because, that match is going to surpass this match and the New Orleans match, if you ask me. That's going to be a fucking fantastic match. I could be more excited for it. And, yeah. Enough of me talking. Like I said, I'm very, very excited. That's why when I start rambling like I've been doing, that's when you know I'm excited. And this was such an excellent show from NXT tonight. I'm very, very pleased with how it came out. Like I said, the matches were great. Opener was awesome. Ricochet and Velveteen Dream had a fantastic match. The main event was absolutely incredible. Just an awesome NXT TakeOver, like I said. Just, I don't know how NXT keeps doing it, but they somehow do. They know the formula, and they keep going with it, and it keeps, keeps being successfll. So that'll do it for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please like below. If you guys would like, please leave your guys' thoughts on NXT TakeOver Chicago 2 in the comment section below. And of course, until my WWE Money in the Bank 2018 pay-per-view review tomorrow night, I'll see you guys, and thank you guys for watching the video.